Sugar Plums, I have a very special episode for you today. Blockchain Backer is an esteemed gentleman who I like watching, and he uses a lot of fibs, and there's a lot of secrets that he unlocks in the charts. And I find it very fascinating how we can put the fibs here and there. So shout out if you're watching Mr. BCB. Very entertaining. I want you guys to know that there is a popular theory in crypto right now. It's called like the 5.3 theory, but you don't even really need to give it a name or a number. Basically, every single cycle that Bitcoin's done has been dropping by a factor of around 5. So from the bottom to the top, so this cycle to the top did a 600x. You divide that by around 5, you get 100x-ish. You know, you get 100x, 120 up here. This is what it was, about 120x. And then if you divide that by 5, you get about a 20x, which is what we got from 3,200 into the previous cycle, about a 20x roughly. So then if you keep dividing them by 5, what do you get? You get like this 80,000 number. Now, this is where, coincidentally, this is where I'm like, you know what? I am ready for the scammy McStams. But BCB sees the picture differently. And this is why I want to highlight it, because I want to test our theories. I want to see, is there anything to uncover here? And I've gone through his video, and someone in the audience, whoever asked him, is shout out to you. They asked him, what do you think about the theory? And he basically puts it together. He doesn't agree with how it plays out. He doesn't actually see it. He sees something else. So I've got the video here just to show you.
Super cycle that we had that happened in here.
So what he does is he places the fractal over it. And what you can see is if we just move forward a bit, he measures. So you can see he's measuring the top. So, you know, the distances I showed you, the nice round numbers of 600x, 120x, 20x, okay? That's what he goes and what he measures, all right? But what is actually shown here, this is the crazy part. Do you see the first cycle here? So this is 2011. Let's actually get the nice pumpermental green fence to show you. 2011 up to where the top of $1,100 was. This cycle, he calls it one cycle, this part. But then, interesting, what he does in the next one, he calls another one the next cycle. But look at this. Look where he stops it, friends. Look where he stops it. He stops the top of the next cycle not at $20,000. He stops it at $69,000 because they have roughly the same. Now, why is he doing it? It's because he's an Elliott waves dude. So Elliott's is like, go up, go down, and then you have another leg, you know, A, B, and then like, oh, this is the same. Now, I'm not an Elliott wave expert. I probably fudged it up, but I'd just like you to know. So if we go back to the chart, I'm just going to quickly show you what actually he was doing here. So this is why I want to uncover what's going on. Now, I have like a little cute pirate treasure map. We're just uncovering the secrets. So what he's done is, this is $20, is the $1,000. So what he's done is he goes, this is one cycle, and then we have our little leg down. And what he does then is the next cycle goes up until our one. That's what he's basically done. So effectively what he's saying is, he says, you know, $20,000 Bitcoin, John McAfee eating his willy and everybody coming out and Fibonacci memes. He basically calls that a little mid-cycle correction. Now, it's very frustrating to try to put all this information together because on one hand, the maths and the charts work out. But on the other hand, we know there was euphoria here. Habib, we know. You can't fool me in the charts. You know there was euphoria here and there was depression here because I came in here. Now, I know there are bouts of euphoria and depression everywhere, but it's strange how some of these things line up. Now, on one hand, I want to believe him that something different's going to happen. And by the way, it's actually quite bearish. But on the other hand, me and we know from doing our research, like, there's just too many coincidences here that it's very hard to measure because this is exactly 1 year from each other. So when Bitcoin hit 20,000, you walk forward 1 year, bang, that's the low. 12 months, exactly 1 year. And then it happened again, man. It happened exactly again. Bitcoin, November 2021, when it came up here, and then the bottom was November 2022, marked by the FTX collapse. So it's very fascinating to see how somebody draws out the picture differently. Now, this is where we're building out to the climax, friends. As we move forward, I'm going to share with you where he's actually coming from. And if we move forward here, he basically, so he still has our fractal. He has our fractal. This is the fractal I like using. This is the Mount Gox Ponzi Cycle. He has it more clean with it. And right here, this is where we have our cycle right here. This is what we're doing right now. We're both following each other. It's fascinating to see, isn't it? But as we move forward, your mind's going to be blown a bit because what he's going to do is he's going to share with you that his fundamental thesis comes down to the fact that crypto, Bitcoin, the one we know and love, is actually more correlated to the stock market. And this is the stock market chart that he uses. I'd like you to know that this chart, having a look here, he has fractaled it to come and have a look. Now, if we move forward, it seems to be following itself. Now, look, man, this type of weird fractal stuff and how human emotions, the aliens, cosmos, fairy dust, when they work great. And when they don't, it is over. And it's really important just to take this with a grain of salt, friends. Look, we're all guessing. They're all squiggly lines. All of them are squiggly lines. So what the hell are we doing here? Firstly, like, subscribe, bell button. I appreciate every single one of you, friends. Thank you very much. We're here to shock the algorithm. We're here to eat Lamington cakes. And if you're very lucky, you have some broccoli to get your little vitamins in. I want you to know, okay, that yes, we are all guessing at the end of the day. But sometimes, I'm just telling you, sometimes you'll see someone with like a theory. And then you're like, all right, if this guy's right, it all goes to the pooper. Does it mean sell everything? No. What it means is collect it. All right, collect it. We are all here, okay? All of us are here. So we have ticks and friendship. We have 4-year cycle, stock market's going up, you know. And then you have the skepticals. We're going to give them a bit of a cross. Cross just means go down. Doesn't mean they're bad people, just means go down, all right? So what I want you to do is have an open mind and an open heart. I'm here to make you stronger, wiser, friendlier, smart. I'm here to make you a better grandchild, a better grandfather, grandmother, and a better pet duck. When we come across these questionable things like, they're so uncertain, don't just throw them out. We can plan for them. So who are the bears you never respect? The bears that you never respect, they just say, we're going down forever, see you later, never buy. Those are the bears you don't respect. The bears you do respect are the people who say, we're going to go up first and then drop. They're the bears you respect. That doesn't mean they're going to be right. That doesn't mean they know what they're doing. I'm just saying have some respect for them because they're thinking of the trap. And we all know markets like to trap people first because that means they've thought about it. Where do they have the trap and why? And it makes you think about it. So, you know, BCB, for example, this lineup, vertical line here I've drawn is 2024. And I think this is some sort of GFC crash or it's a zombie virus itself with the crash. And he's just done a fractal. Like the S&P 500 is the biggest freaking market in the world. It doesn't have to do anything that you say. It can just do this and this. Oh, we'll come back down and come back. Like it can do whatever the hell it wants. It doesn't have to exactly follow it. But it is kind of spooky how it is following this fractal of itself from before. So this is how I've come across this information because I'm here to help you out. So I've come across this. I like it. Doesn't mean I know what's right. I don't know what's right. So I have 2024 here. So if we see the stock market run all the way to the end of this year, coupled with Bitcoin running towards this golden box of friendship up here, we might want to take some action. That's it. So let's say 2024 is up here. Maybe Bitcoin goes up to this 38, 40, 45K zone. So at this point, if you have a lot of Bitcoin, you might say, oh, you know what? We're now in a disgustingly risky zone. What I mean by that, Fibonacci's, friends, in every single stock market crash, there's always a crash down and then it retraces and it always comes back. Even in the Great Depression, it always comes back to the retracement every single time. Here's the 61.8%. It's about 48,000. So $48,000 to $50,000 zone. And I'm just going to show you some examples here. This is where it gets very rough. You know, the zombie virus, for example, from the very, very top, if you go back down and you do the Fibonacci on it, it goes some nasty places here. I mean, it comes back down. It doesn't even hit back to the 61.8. It hits around 50% before it continues down for its next leg. And the chart here I have is the Dow Jones as well. So this is where you also just have to have a look, friends, at what goes on here. If you go all the way down, bang, here you go. The Great Depression, this is literally the Great Depression crash. We go down, comes back to that 50% zone. So this is why it's important to pay attention to it. So before anything eventually destroys everyone, it's like the market gives you one last chance. But don't worry about it. This type of fear porn, it's there everywhere. I've been seeing it forever and ever and ever. So that's why if they're right, what you have to do is you just draw a Fibonacci, we draw it back down, and we go, okay, where is the zone where we're like, okay, that's it. We actually have to think, look where it is, exactly $42,000. That's all. That's all it means. It means happy. So, you know, in BCB's video, he also says, he will be wrong if Bitcoin battles these retracement zones and then clears up. But I'd like you to know he has a strategy which is actually very intelligent. It's exactly what my strategy would be. I'm just going to let you know. If, and we don't know if, we could go down, by the way. We could go sideways. We can do anything we want. But if we go up into this retracement zone, BCB's strategy is he's going to get out 2/3 of his Bitcoin. He's going to get out 2/3, 65%, no questions asked. And then he's going to think about what to do later. I don't know what he's going to do with his altcoins. And just to let you know, friends, so that's why everybody's got strengths and weaknesses. BCB has no affiliation with any decentralized coin. He doesn't use the chain or anything. He's in XRP. I think his biggest holding is XRP. He trades more like Litecoin and CR Coin, all the old dead coins from 2017. So he has no affiliation with anything new. Doesn't look at them, doesn't touch them. So just to let you know, people have different edges and nuances, but it doesn't mean they're always on the front and frontier. That's why I'm your friend. We wear our fluffy slippers together. We keep our back straight, and I'm here to keep you informed. Just here to share with you different pieces of the pie. So if we get up here and he gets out 2/3, what's going to happen from that point? Well, I mean, this is the only two things that can happen. Either we do crash back down, or we battle the zone and we go up. So if we crash back down, you get some free ammo to rebuy. You feel pretty good, actually. If we go up, you're probably thinking, how do you get back in? Well, you go and buy altcoins, because altcoins are going to be running, and you're going to be seeing if Bitcoin is running through highs. Let's say Bitcoin does squeeze through this. Let's say Bitcoin is like climbing up. These are weeks and weeks and weeks and months. You're going to have plenty of time. Like, for example, just to share with you what's going on here. If you go back here, these are weekly candles. You're going to be here. We're here every single day, right? You're not going to miss it. It's not like you're going to go away from crypto for like even a month. We can't even stop checking the price for like more than 1 hour, 15 minutes even. You think you're going to be walking away for a month? Not going to happen. If you're seeing big, fat, green monthly candles like this, 100%, there's so many altcoins to allocate to. You know, doesn't matter what chain it is. If from Ethereum, Pulse Chain, Hex, Chainlink, new DeFi, NFT, JPEGs, whatever it is, gaming, metaverse, all these things are going to be around. It's not going to be happening in a vacuum. You will have all this opportunity to have a look at it. And just to share with you how important this retracement zone is, if you do, this is the previous bear market. If you do around the 50% zone here, it is around 11,100. So you have a look at this. If I just draw a line and show you exactly where that retracement is. Now, of course, the 61.8 is where it hit the sell zone, the 61% retracement. But if you just look at the 50%, this is just like a very nice way, because you want to be prepared early. You don't want to be trying to gamble the top. Look at this. Once it finally cleared that zone, we popped up. It's crazy, isn't it? I'm going to draw just draw a big, fat, thick texture, nice and green. You all love that. I know you do. If you draw this, have a look at this. Have a look at this, man. Isn't that crazy, man? I'm just making it nice and thick. This was a President G pump. Came back down. This was the front running of the Bitcoin halving, and then the zombie virus happened. And then we came back. This is the Bitcoin halving itself. DeFi season happened in the 50% retracement. And then look at this. When we finally started clearing it, it was go time. It was absolutely go time. So, but you can see this. Look at this. Look at this. There were, if we have a look at this, there were 1, 2, 3, like 4 occasions where it battled it. 4 occasions. But, you know, you might want to know what happened in the previous Mt. Gox Ponzi cycle. If we do a Fibonacci from 2014, we go down to the bottom. We just want to have a look at that. The 50% for Bitcoin is $700. So interesting. It went to the 50% around the Bitcoin halving. You see this vertical line? This is the Bitcoin halving. It came up, it tapped here, and then it had the scare crash, the Bitcoin halving, the dump. But look at this, look at this. Once it started clearing it, it was go time. Just to let you know. By the way, there was a China band here. There's another weird band here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw another horizontal, nice, thick line. I know you love it. Nice and thick, friends. Look at this, look at this. So once it finally does clear it, it finally clears it, you are actually in Love Heartland, right up here. Once you finally clear it. So that's why BCB, he always gets nervous around the retracements. But that's not just because he gets nervous. The whole market gets nervous. It's basically the market does damage and then comes back halfway. So here it is. Bear market damage, come back halfway, and then it decides, what are you going to do in this zone? Are you going to, because this is basically, it looks like, if I just draw this nicely for you, if you're familiar with Elliott waves, friends, Elliott waves like, oh, we're going down, retrace, going down again. That's like some Elliott wave, and it does it on the way up, right? So look at this. One, back, Elliott wave up, and then look, it comes, this is the 50% right here. And then this is the critical zone. If we reject off here, we're going down to the gulags, okay? But if we don't, it continues up. That's what happens. Stock market, any asset class. This is just human emotions at play. There's a big initial move down, and then there is some sort of conquering on the way back up. So it was very interesting to see another perspective here. The critical point for Bitcoin is this price. Let's actually type it down so you don't forget it. It's $42,000 BTC. That's the zone. Now, you know, I'm just going to let you know, friends, just let you know, okay, a lot of people are not going to make it. You know why? Because if we talk about $42,000, but then they see the market trade at $50,000, they're going to say you're wrong. You never ever do that. That is the number one. That's just child's play. That's how I know you're not going to make it. That's like, look, it happens all the time. A new meme coin comes. I say, hey, be careful. And then the meme coin goes up and they go, aha, you were wrong. Over and over again, man. I've seen 4 years now, time and time again. And then, surprise, surprise, they get rinsed by the insiders who dump on them and then they disappear into something else. And then it's a new coin in literally 60 to 90 days. You can't have this attitude, okay? It is a region zone. It is not a specific price. I'm just telling you, $42,000 is where you start to get concerned. That's where it is, you know? Just like how you don't know the exact number of bottles it's going to take you to get really drunk. But you just know after 3 quick ones, you're like, hey, maybe you can take a few more. But after number 3, that's it. We've got to be on guard. So that's exactly our attitude that we've got to have right now while you maintain your good posture, while you maintain your very fluffy slippers. I appreciate every single one of you friends. Like, subscribe, bell button, or let me know what you think in the comments. If it comes there, we're going to have to wait and see. You know, I'm just to throw it out there. It's one thing to say sell your Bitcoin, but man, if altcoins are still minus 92% down here, I ain't selling poop. I'm not getting, I don't care. If we're still minus 92% down there and then you're wrong about this and it goes up, you're never going to forgive yourself. So, you know, it's just something to think about. It depends. How high will the $42,000 Bitcoin price take our altcoins? That's what we have to think about. We don't know what the answer is going to be. You know, I'll just give you an example. For example, on Hexy, there is a world of difference if total Hex, for example, is like 2 cents when Bitcoin's 40K versus 7 cents versus like 20 cents. You know what I mean? Like if 2 cents, no one cares. 5 cents, you haven't really done much. But 20 cents, you're like, okay, now we can make a case. Perhaps you're too euphoric. They're different worlds. We don't know what the price is going to be. That's why the only way for you to make it is, of course, sit on your squeaky chair, keep your back straight, and remember, don't forget who loves you. Like, subscribe, bell button, all friends, and catch you in the next one.